Hey everyone, it's Heidi, and I'm here today to talk to you about rollator walkers. That handy dandy thing right there. I've gotten a lot of questions about them recently, and really there's just so much information that people can know and just don't. So I was joking with a coworker a little while back, but really not so much a joke, that people should be required to go through like rollator walker training school, like a driver's license, before they start using it, just because so many people are walking down the street and they get one and don't really know how to use it properly and are just kind of doing their thing, and all these bad habits are formed, and then when it gets to the point where they really do need it, they're in these bad habits that's hard to break, and it's actually making it less safe to use than the safety of using the rollator. So we're gonna go through like little mini school, I guess, today, just talking about some things to think about when we're thinking about rollator walkers. So one, I'm specifying this type, the rollator with the 4 wheels and the seat and the brakes. That's what I'm talking about today. There's also the standard front wheel walkers. There's all sorts of different walkers, and a discussion about how to choose which one and what's best for what is another conversation, but I'll kind of just summarize that. So with the rollator, again, that you can see there, sorry I'm blocking it, is great to use if you just need a little extra stability. It does go a little quicker than a standard front wheel walker because it has 4 wheels. So you want to be a little more stable when you're ready to use it, but if you just need a little extra security, or maybe you're walking in a way that kind of hurts your whatever different parts of the body ache, the back hurts or whatnot, using a walker and holding on to that can kind of help you stay upright and in the right position to use it, and maybe be able to help you walk a little further without having that pain. Or if you don't have the endurance to really walk very far, being upright and holding on to it can help give you what you need to get to where you need to go. Or with the seat, we can park it safely, lock the brakes, and take a seat on it. So I'll just kind of demonstrate a few things about this walker here for you. And if you have any questions, just pop them in the chat and I will answer those. So here we go. Like I said, these rollator walkers have the 4 wheels. You can see them here. Also, you don't want to pick these up while you're using them. But it has these brakes, which are very important, and it has the seat on it. The seat often opens up. There's a pouch. Look, I have a book in my pouch. They come in all different sorts of shapes and sizes with different accessories that you can put on them. So I really think that if people are resisting a walker when they are getting to the point where they really should be using them, using a rollator really helps instead of inhibits. Yes, it is something else to move around, but it can help you carry things, help you feel safe and stable. So one thing to know is, how do you properly size your walker? So this one right here, way too tall for me. And I see a lot of people use a walker too tall because they don't want to be, you know, walking like this, but really we just have to size it right. So you want to take your arm, if you put it down by your side, and right where your wrist is, that's where the handle for your walker should be. So you can see this one is way up here and it should be down here. So I'll show you how to resize this and kind of set that right for when you're using it. And see if I can get a little closer here. Again, don't lift it up while you're walking. But the rollators have these little twisty knobs usually, and so you just twist this off, and you can see the different holes here. These are all the different placements that you can put the walker height. So we're gonna untwist this here, untwist this here, and then you can slide this up and down to fit your height. So like I said, if I have my arm down by my side, I really want the handle close to the height of my wrist. So I just kind of find the closest hole here to that, and let's double check it there. That actually, I mean, it looks short, but I must be short. That's what's right for me. So then you just get it to the right hole and then you twist it back in. Sometimes you have to make it get in that right spot there. And you just twist it like that. And voila, that's the right height. So it is true if you, I'm not gonna do that one now, but just know I would make them both the same. So if you stand kind of far away from your walker and it is down at that height, you will kind of, you know, be leaning into it, and you don't want that. But if you stand up nice and close to the walker, so you're almost in the walker a little bit, this is the right height, and you can see that now my arm is resting. It's where it should be. It's not way up here. I'm not going like this. This is how you want to position yourself when you're using the walker. Nice and close to it, standing upright, the handlebar at your wrist height. So that's how you properly size it. Really, really important, like I mentioned, are these brakes. So when you're walking, you unlock the brakes. If you're not walking, say you're stopping to talk to a friend, say you are stopping to rest, say you are parking your walker and sitting down somewhere, which we can go over that too, the brakes are locked. The only time the brakes are not locked is when we are actively walking and using the walker and moving around. And that seems kind of silly sometimes, so even like if you drop something on the ground, you want to lock the brakes so you can hold on to it, pick up a clover or whatever you need to pick up, and it's not going to go anywhere. And I just really love to get people in the habits of always locking the brakes, because then we won't be in the habit of not locking the brakes. So it may seem a bit overboard, but it's really, really important to just get in the habit of locking the brakes whenever we stop. I notice I do that now with my stroller too, just because when I'm pushing the kid, I can't walk away. Like, I always lock the brakes, and it's just a good habit to be in. So handle height, lock the brakes, standing position. Another thing to keep in mind is moving in and out of furniture, and how to keep the walker with you when you're going different places. Hi Jackie, how's it going? Let me know if you guys are watching have any questions. So yes, using the walker, so keep it close to you. Always keep it in front of you. We don't want to go somewhere and ever, you know, walk around like this. I see a lot of people sit on the seat and scoot around like this, and it actually says right on the walker right here, don't do that. We don't want to move the walker while we're sitting on it. So that's a no-no. If you do go to sit on the walker, I will always, so first of all, 100% of the time the brakes have to be locked, but I will always recommend that someone go and up against a wall or something sturdy and firm, because even though there are brakes, and I mean right now I'm on grass so it's kind of harder, but depending the surface, it's still possible for it to slide or move if you end up pushing on it. So let's just say there's a wall right here, right? So that's a wall. So I would be walking towards the wall, and I would just push the walker all the way up against the wall. So now it's flat up against the wall. I would lock the brakes, and then I would turn, and then I would sit and rest. And this is a good position, nice and safe. The wall's there, so when I go to move, the walker won't move. The brakes are locked. Another thing I see a lot is when people stand up, they either unlock the brakes first, which is kind of silly, or they stand up and then kind of do like a whirlwind like this. That's not super safe because it's just moving, we're not stable, or they'll start moving, you know, with it behind them. So if it's locked, it's against the wall, we're sitting, we want to stand up, turn towards the walker, and then unlock the brakes, and we can start driving away. So those are some of the biggest things to keep in mind. Another thing I'll mention really quick is if you are using this, and let's say you want to use the sink, right? So with the front wheel walker, you know, the little metal one that doesn't have the seat, you can kind of push it up and walk right into it. But this has the seat, so we can't do that. We don't want to be like leaning over our walker to do things. One, that's not safe for our balance. Two, it's not great for our back. Three, it's just in the way. I also don't like when people would park, you know, kind of here and then walk around it. These walkers have big old wheels here that stick out, and it's easy to trip over them if we don't position them the right way. So let's say I want to come up to the sink, which I'm just going to say is you guys, okay? I would take this walker, again, if you didn't see it, I reposition the handles, they should be even down here, and I would just turn it all the way, not part of the way, because then there's this wheel here. I know you can't see it, I'll back up. then there's this wheel here, right? I don't want to walk around that. So I would walk up this way, turn it all the way, lock the brakes, and then I can turn, and the sink, the counter is right here. I can do what I need to do. The walker is secure and locked if I need it. If something happens and I need it, I don't have to step around the wheels at all. It's in a good position for me. Then when I'm done at the sink, I can grab the walker and I can go do something else, whatever I'm going to do. So again, if I were to sit on this, I would turn, lock the brakes, turn around, and then sit. And I wouldn't lean like this. I'm just doing it so I can see you guys. So just to preface that, I'll back up a little bit. Also, don't do that, right? We don't want to scoot on the walker. Bad habits. So I hope this was helpful. Just kind of a few tidbits of things to think about when using the Rollator walker with the brakes, with the seat, when to use it, how to size it properly, how to use it safely, keeping those brakes locked. If you guys have any other questions about these or what walker is best or how to compare versus different types, just let me know. Type it in the comments, send me a message. I'd be happy to help. And I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next week.